Halle Bailey and DDG sent Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it on an uproar today. But just to give a little backstory before we really start diving into the conversation, is that I've been kind of hearing a lot about DDG. I started hearing a lot about him once when she pushed over that hump to fame. I remember that you was following them, you know, her sister and her, because you listened to her music.
Right.
Her fame elevated once she did The Little Mermaid.
Yes, she did.
And that's when I started hearing about her baby father had been trolling her the whole entire time, and she haven't said anything, and she finally spoke up today when he brought the kid to Kai's house.
You can say anything about her. She don't care.
Yeah, she don't care.
But the moment you come for her kids, it's a problem. And I completely agree with her.
You think that it was wrong for him to take the kid to the mansion?
I feel like it was wrong to not communicate that.
Okay.
Yes, they're both parents, but
Right.
God forbid something happens. So now she got to get there. She didn't know where he was at. She don't know what's going on. She doesn't need to know exactly what play by play was happening, but the respect of the communication is key.
I don't feel that him taking the kid to Kai's house was a bad thing. Their kid already been exposed on the internet. People already saw their kid. She posted Halo, their kid, a few days ago and got 11 million views on her TikTok. So it's like, okay, why get mad if your baby father is doing that? He has the same rights as you.
As a mom, I think the biggest thing would be, what is the environment you're taking my kid to? If you're taking my kid to an adult environment where there's smoking, there's drinking, there's a whole bunch of stuff that he shouldn't be around, I have a problem with that.
Okay.
Because he's a child.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be exposed. If you're going to a hangout spot and taking your kid because you have a responsibility to watch the kid, you're wrong. Maybe that's why she responded the way she did, because she was mad. Don't take my son around things that he should not be around.
Let me just give some context or whatever. So the dude Kai, I don't know if you follow him or anything like that. I don't follow him, but I heard of him. Like, he's one of the biggest live streamers in the game
He's
right
the one
now.
that was dancing with Kevin Hart or something like that.
He dances with like he have like the celebrities come, like he's mad funny.
It's like in the basement.
I need to start
like
following
that.
him though, because he's mad. He's a mad funny dude or whatever. But you know, like his house just got raided a couple of days ago. This guy came to his house, basically popping perks or whatever, and he got raided. I guess it was drugs on a live stream, and the feds saw it, and they raided his house. That happened a few days before DDG took him over there. I know that sound kind of harsh or kind of like you should be in an uproar. However, Kai's, you know, when he had people on a live stream, he's not always doing stuff like that. When different people come there, it's a different environment for everybody. He even had John Cena on there before. You get what I'm saying? So it's a different environment with different people. And when DDG brought Halo there, it was just him and Kai. Like, they was just chilling. So that's the context of the whole thing. Yeah.
As a mother, I can get that. A couple weeks, days, months, whatever, the place that you went to was just raided. And now you're bringing my child to the place that was just raided, even though it was still not that in that content. That's still putting my child at risk. You don't know what's going to happen. So I feel as though that was irresponsible. I get it. He feels like he's a dad. He protects it. But the thing about it is, if that was the case, even with everything that was happening, you have to keep in mind your child. At the end of the day, it does not matter about mom or dad, your child. God forbid something happens, and you just going for the thrill of it. And you just like, well, I didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah, but it was your responsibility as a parent. You're a parent now. You're no longer a single person. You are a parent. So I get it.
But isn't it a little bit of a double standard? Because, like, she can go on lives anytime she wants with whoever she wants. But, like, when her baby father, DG, goes live, now it's her problem. They all know each other. They all celebrities. So she knows that when certain people is at Kai's house, they turn up. Come on, he's a young boy. But if you watching a live and you just see your baby father, your son, and Kai there, why even comment? Because there's no activities going on. It's live.
That you know of.
No, but it's there. It's online.
No. But this is what I'm saying. You just said something. You said they all know each other.
Right.
They're all well aware of A, B, and C. Mm-hmm. We only see what they want us to see.
Right.
We don't know what the background looks like. We don't know what's really going on in that house. We don't know any of that.
Right.
We just go according to what is shown to us. So if she knows something and she has a problem with that because of the environment that her child is, she's right. That's why I said, if she goes to live with him,
right.
I guarantee she makes sure that whoever she's going to, there is nothing around that her child can get involved in, can get caught up in, because kids are kids, mm-hmm. or even be around and to whiff, whatever the case may be. I guarantee she does that, because as moms, we think differently, because we have to protect our children.
Right.
So I believe that is why she was in an uproar. That's like saying we go to somebody's house, but we know their history or their background. Right. But we bring our kids there anyway, like, oh, things may happen, but it may not happen. It's fine.
Right.
And it doesn't matter 2 days before something happens, but we know the context of that house. We are the gatekeepers to our children. If you wanted to go and you want to be on live, and that's cool, I'll take the baby, because I understand an environment you're going to be in. Mm-hmm. You want to turn up, you want to have a good time, cool, by all means.
But they wasn't turning up having a good time. It wasn't like that.
No, but I'm saying what you saw on live, they weren't. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, well, you can saying that they can like be smoking or something in front of the kid. They can be
doing a whole bunch of stuff we don't know.
My initial reaction when I first saw the thing was I was just like, okay, like I kind of agree with the people on Twitter, because they've been going in, and later on we can read the tweets or whatever, but they've been going in saying like, hey, like you just went live, you got 11 million views, like you shouldn't be mad, he got the same rights as you, da 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 da. And that triggered me, because I had prior kids before you, and the situation that I went through, and my baby moms were just like, okay, you can take this kid wherever you want, but like if I try to take the kid somewhere, you get upset. So pushing that aside, from when I was younger, I'm much older now, I'm in my 30s going on 40. Now it's just like, okay, let's look at the situation, right? Because you have to look at the context of everything that happened to try to figure out Holly's mindset when she made that tweet. He's been trolling her the whole time. Correct. She said nothing. She been super graceful about the whole situation, right? No matter what he said, she has been quiet, doing what she's been doing, posting beautiful pictures, going with Vice President Kamala Harris, just doing what she has to do. Couldn't affect her.
Being graceful.
He finally figured out how he can get her.
His child.
The child. He finally figured it out. Now, I have a sensitive heart for her, because she's going through postpartum.
Correct.
And I understand how that can be. And plus, I'm more mature now. Like, if I was in a situation that I was back in my youth, I would have handled the situation a little bit different. Right. If I'm going to a spot where it was some stuff that happened that's crazy, it's not like I'm getting the okay from her. I'm just giving a heads up. Like, hey, listen, I'm giving you a heads up. Hey, I'm going to Kai's house. I know it just got raided a few days ago, but it's just going to be me, Kai, and the baby there. He brought us gifts. We just going to be chilling as bros. We just going to be talking. I'm just coming there. Ain't going to be no extra girls there, no drinking, no nothing. Like, at least give her a heads up so she's not surprised when she just, going throughout her day-to-day, and then all of a sudden she see her baby in a spot where it was just raided at. I do understand why people was in an uproar, but they should look at it a little bit more maturely and be like, hey, that wasn't right.
Right. Or it could be like we just were talking about. Even if he did give her a heads up, hey, I'm going here A, B, and C, and if she still didn't like that, it's her right to say, keep my kid away from there. You can go do what you want to do. I
gotta disagree with you. They are both parents. So what he chooses to do is what he chooses to do. If they are co-parenting, and if it's his time, then he can do basically what he wants to do. Now, should he do that? Should he have taken his kid to a spot that just got raided? If it was me, I would have gave the heads up, and I would have went. I think that he talked to Kai. It was good. Like, they homeboys. It wasn't no extracurricular stuff going on. So let's say hypothetically that it was not. They were just kicking it as bros, like you saw online. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do agree he should have at least gave her a heads up.
The issue becomes when people think of, this is what I want to do. Even if it can chance something, or it can chance your child, it can chance whatever. We go back to the I state. It's no longer I, because you have a child involved.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind. And I feel like that's where people don't understand that selfishness thinking is out the window. Because when you're by yourself, you can do whatever you want because it's you.
Right.
But now that you have a child involved, and if anything does happen, it's your responsibility. Because if something would have happened, you're going to jail. Regardless of how you felt. Like, it still falls on the responsibility as parents. I'm a mom, and I'm going through postpartum, and I see the type of show that he has, and that's great. He has lies, he has people, da-da-da. Right. But things have not been looking too good for me, for my child to be around, and I make a conscious decision off my child, not how I feel, then I'm right for that. My child safety comes first. If somebody else happened to set him up, or something would have happened, or something was occurred, it's a lie. You never know what could happen. Then what? Now you're going back to the mother saying, oops, well, I did tell you I was going to this place.
Right.
That's irresponsible. You got to be responsible as a parent. Men and women think differently. I guarantee you she made sure where she was going was safe for her kid. Because she's not going to put her kid in danger.
When she did the live, it was just her and Halo.
Right. She's not going to involve other people and stuff like that, because, again, people don't care about the safety of your own children.
Right.
They don't care about your safety. They damn sure not going to care about your kid.
Right.
So it's kind of like you have to take that hat, that selfishness hat off, and actually put on a hat like, all right, let me put this parent hat on.
Right.
Would I really, if something actually happens, how am I going to fix this? I can't. So let me not even do that.
Right. I'm pretty sure that she took her son around her family, her friends, and stuff like that. So DDG just took his son to one of his friends' house. I mean,
that has all this stuff going on. So it's
thing can happen at any time. Like, you can get in a car accident at any time. So yeah, it was a little dangerous, but life is dangerous. But I'm just saying, let me make this clear. I don't think she should have let this go. I think that the tweet, or whatever you call it, was necessary from her, because she was not aware of where he was taking her kid. Now, if it was anywhere else, if it was like to the grocery store or somewhere that's not in the public eye or not as dangerous, then who the hell cares, right? But being that he took his kid into a dangerous spot, yeah, he should at least give her a courtesy call. But that's our opinion. Let's check and see what they said on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, they look like they ain't doing nothing to me, man. I'm looking at the Twitter feed right now, and like they was just chilling, like, for real. They were just being like dudes, hanging out, talking. Was nothing crazy. So this dude named Slick at Never Cap Again says, what Halle Bailey tried to do to DDG is nasty work. She understands how hated he is by her fan base, and she tried to weaponize that. Then tried to use Postpartum as the icing on the DDG slander cake, and was prepared to sit back and watch what that ninja violated, the father of her son. Then his other person said, the way DDG protects Holly's innocence image is so crazy to me, because the old him would have been exposed everything from the beginning. Now, didn't he try to expose her though?
He did. He disrespected
her. He disrespected her first, and she was just chilling. So I don't understand that comment right there. So DDG posted, gifs of what Kai Kanat gave Halo. It's pretty dope. Gave him mad gifts and stuff like that. It was cool. This one makes sense. So this guy named Manny by the Day, right? He wrote, when Kanye said he doesn't want his kids online, Black Twitter rallied behind him with pitchforks to burn Kim. Halle Bailey says the exact same thing, and now she's the devil? Why do y'all hate women so badly? You did come at Kim, Halle Bailey saying the same thing, and Halle Bailey is a different type of person than Kim.
Well, the only thing with Halle is, though,
she's kind of like,
she's putting him in the limelight. So I would agree with that. If she didn't do a live with him, she didn't have him when he first was born, she didn't show his face at all. He was blurred out. He was like an emoji face. He was all kinds of stuff. So she didn't want her child in the limelight. But when she started doing her herself, she opened that gate. Unfortunately, can't be one sided.
Right.
You can't be like, well, I'm gonna post someone live and everything else. My biggest concern was environments. That's what that is.
The environment. Yeah, right, I get it.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the last one I'm gonna read. Halle Bailey finna make me not like her. I don't know. if she thought we was going to be on her side because she's a little mermaid, girl, bye. DDG ain't do nothing wrong. Stay your ass out of town. That's his baby too. And if anything, you felt some way, you could have called your baby dad. Fuck you telling us for. The last one is a little wild. The last one
Child,
is not going to comment on that one?
No, I'm not. I just feel like I remember when I didn't have kids.
Right.
And my friends around me had children. Mm-hmm. And I would criticize them off of things they did with their children because I didn't understand.
Right.
I didn't have kids. So in my head, it's like, well, why do you got to do this? And why can't you go here? And why can't you do this? And why can't you do that? I didn't have children. So it's easy for anybody with no kids to speak on it. Because again, you're not experiencing it. You have no idea. When you have a little life in your hands and you don't work out with the person that has your children and now you have to co-parent. Co-parenting is not easy.
No, it's not.
Because again, if you guys are not on the same page, stuff like this happens.
Right.
You're going to fall short all the time. He's always going to do something wrong. She, do everything right or vice versa or whatever. It's always going to be a problem because you guys don't like each other right now. Mm-hmm. So that's going to cause a problem regardless. Now, the issue is when she went public with all this, because he went public. He went live. He had the child somewhere live. If it was somewhere private, we never would have known about it. Mm-hmm. God knows how many times she probably said something to him. God knows. And the first guy that says using postpartum as an example, excuse, I absolutely hate people that don't understand postpartum and how it's real. I do. Women kill themselves over postpartum. It's not they're making it up because they want attention. It drives me crazy. From someone who suffered from postpartum 2 times, it's not a joke. So to say someone's using that as an excuse, yeah, you can go playing traffic because I feel as though, again, you don't understand. You don't understand. If she's going through postpartum, and she probably is, she's had a baby. Postpartum can last up to 2 to 3 years from after having a baby. It can
last a while.
Mm-hmm. So if she's going through postpartum, and this just is irritating her postpartum, honestly, he doesn't care because, again, it's about him. So he does not care, regardless of how she feels, because they're no longer together. So who knows how this set her back? Who knows where she is mentally right now?
Right.
Who knows? To everybody, it's like, oh, it's not that serious. He was on live. He was opening gifts. He was this, that. Again, in a postpartum mind, you're going to, why was my child around all this stuff that he don't need to be around? Right. And the father should have been defending my child and was not. And he got her to come out to say what she had to say to the point she deleted all her stuff. Why? Because she's over it.
That, to me, is nasty work. That's the mother of your kid. Like,
they're young, so
yeah. So I had my kids when I was young,
right.
Like teens and early 20s, right? But as I got older, like in my late 20s and now in my 30s, like I would never try to disrespect my baby moms. Like I did all that stuff before, and I know how it can affect the woman, and most importantly the child, because you're not with the woman no more. But at least, but the child is still there, so you affecting the child, bro. So why are you doing all this stuff, man? Like just let her know. It would have been so much easier for you to just let her know, like, yo, I'm bringing him there. She can get mad all she want, but hey, at least give her the common courtesy to bring her there.
Now, would she be wrong if there's been multiple cases where he has put her, did what he wanted to do in his eyes was right, and now she takes him to court and gets full custody because she's tired of trying to bend and to make it work after she's talked to you several times about it, and now you're disregarding everything she's saying. So now she's a bad person.
Would she be wrong? That was you asking me?
Yeah, now she'd be the bad person.
I would say yeah. If you're going to have a kid with somebody, you must either wait to see what they really about. Are they going to marry you? What are you getting out of this? Right. If you're going to have a baby by this guy,
right,
you got to know his personality. Something must have triggered you to know. He must have revealed himself before you had that kid. He revealed himself. But you still decided to have this kid by him. So it is on you. He can do what he wants to do with his son. He has that right.
Well, I don't think it should take to a point a child dying or getting hurt, because I feel as though that is irresponsible again. And yes, I do agree that there should have been some signs for her to say, hey, let me throw a flag on this play. You ain't who I thought you were. Or you are who I thought you were, and I just happened to have an oopsie moment, or however you want to put it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if she's noting things where he's going, is putting her child at harm, and she's noting this, she can go to court and she can fight for that custody of that child, because that child's in danger.
You're absolutely right. And now she can go to the court and be like, hey, he took him to a spot that just got raided. They have drugs
and
there.
Guess what? It's a wrap.
It's a wrap for him. Yeah.
That's why I said be mindful.
She could do that. You're right.
Of what you're doing.
You're right.
Everybody's eyes are on you, but you need to be having your eyes on yourself as well.
She's the Little Mermaid. She's
correct. She has more pull.
Yeah, she got more pull than you.
If off camera you guys had these conversations and they're being disregarded, you're going to get the consequences of that.
Listen, I'm in my 30s. I never heard of DDG until they had a baby together. You know what I'm saying? Because like at first they was mad cute together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was supported. I was supporting. I was just like, yo, that's dope.
They're
you know
young.
what I'm saying? They young. He's being a dad. He's in her life. Then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, we broke up. This, that, and the third. She can't give head.
Right. Like,
I'm like, bro, like, what?
He was trying to mess with her image.
Like that's wild. Like, why would you do that? And knowing that Disney is looking at her, knowing that all these she's like up for Grammys and stuff like that. Like, it's a major deal. Her image is everything.
Right.
Her image is her business, and you trying to take money from her. You taking money out of his son's life. Right. So he don't think about stuff like that. He's just too young. He's immature.
He's still young in his head. I don't care. Whatever my repercussions are, I'll get that later on in life. I don't care.
Yeah.
But realistically, it can affect you right now.
Absolutely.
And I've seen this. I've seen mothers, not saying she is, but I've seen mothers make it a living hell for you with your children. If they have enough proof, if you just out here being reckless, if you doing all this stuff, you best believe the courts are going to look at that and be like, you can't, you're not responsible enough.
Right.
And now that's going to turn into a nasty situation, because now it's going to be, she's taking my son and she won't let me see my son. And
me, DDG is acting in his feminine energy. Usually back in the day when I was going through what I was going through, and the many of boys that was in the same situation I was going through the same thing, where we kind of like wanted to see our kids, but then the females acting like kind of crazy. Nowadays, or what he is presenting in this new age, is that he's coming at her for no reason. Like, yo, you got your son. She's letting you see your son. She's not really involved.
Correct.
But you took your son to like a spot. At least give her at least give her a courtesy, bro. Right. Because she allowing you to get the kid. Back in the day, that ain't happened. Back in the day, like, you didn't have to have no evidence.
No.
A female can go to the court, say X, Y, and Z about you. All right, boom. She's a female. You're a male. She got it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But you have this opportunity to really be a father, to really take your son, and really like just be a role model. Even if you guys didn't work out, just be a role model.
I agree.
Like, you have a kid now.
I agree.
You have to mature faster.
Yes.
You can't just be doing this silly shit. You can't just be going on X posting about what y'all do sexually in the bedroom, like, especially with everything that she got going on. She don't have her OnlyFans. She's not building her business off OnlyFans. She's building it the right way. Like, why are you doing that?
I agree.
Like, man up.
Not only does that affect her, it affects your child.
It does.
Because when he gets older and people want to pull up old stuff, because they do it. They take screenshots, they hold it. Yep. When he gets a certain age, they going to come at him so bad.
It's going to be easy. All you do is like, oh, this is Halo. Yep. Oh, your mom is Halle Bailey. Yep. Let me find some dirt. Oh, there you go. Oh, your mom don't know how to give head.
Right. Your dad said A, B, and C, and da-da-da-da. And like I said, that's what happens when you're also in the limelight. You are a role model even when you don't want to be. You have a child who's looking up to you, because he gets to a certain age where he follows every single thing you do.
Everything you do, man. Yeah.
And if you're not following correctly or doing right, you're just raising the same cycle over and over again. So like you said, he does need to mature. You
got to understand the postpartum thing too.
Correct.
Even if you believe that she is telling a lie.
Right.
The responsible thing to do is just kind of
have a conversation.
Have a conversation with her. Just be real with her. Just be open. Just let her know what the fuck going on. Right. Because God forbid she's not telling a lie. Right. Now she's trying to harm herself. Yep. Now she's trying to harm your kid.
That's what I'm saying. You just don't know what.
You just don't know.
That it can go far left.
Mental health is something
real.
Different. Yeah.
It's real.
Mental health is real.
In her head, God knows what her thought process was after having the baby. Right. God knows, if people are gonna view me differently or the same because I was pregnant during Little Mermaid and I'm not married. Like, there's so much stuff that could be in her head.
She did a lot
right
for
now.
him. She did a lot for him, and what he do.
And he's sitting over here playing this game, and then now he's stirring the pot up because now he's getting people on his side. So now it's like, yep, everybody attack her because she's wrong, because she's wrong, because she's wrong. But again, sometimes we have to take a hat off and actually be in that person's shoes to understand.
I don't know this guy. I just see him online or whatever. To me, that's narcissistic behavior. And outside looking in, he's like, all right, I got this girl. She was like one of the homely girls or whatever. And I was able to infiltrate her, right? I was able to, get into her head, make her love me, have a baby by her, even though I didn't marry her and whatever, right? And then now that she's like strung onto me, attached to me, and she can't do nothing about it no more because she has a kid by me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all her fame because I'm a little jelly about it. That's nasty work. And that's narcissistic.
Do agree with that. That's what it is. If there was nothing going on in the house, okay, fine. But because of what happened probably before, she probably was a little leery. She is in postpartum. So in her head, if anything happens to my child, I will lose it. We are supposed to protect our children. That's just what it is. That's why we're parents. So if you don't want that responsibility, don't have kids. So that concludes our episode with Soul Sapiosexual. We thank you that you guys actually joined in. Like, comment, and share this video if you like what was said. And let us know, what's your input? What's your opinions? What you think?